Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to improve life. The very first thing that we can use to improve our life is music. And the reason why this may seem very obvious or not obvious enough is because it's such an obvious point. So music really helped me out this weekend. And it was something that was really wonderful in how it is just there and how it is easy to access and how whether we can use it to energize ourselves and to activate ourselves and to activate emotions like power and energy and happiness. We can also use it to cleanse ourselves of emotion, to revisit periods of time, to help us to process feelings of maybe sadness or melancholy, things that we don't really want to sit in, but that we do need to express and that we do need to allow ourselves to experience. So the first thing we can do to improve our life is to use music. We can use music very easily nowadays. You probably have music on your phone, on your computer, in your car, and so I want to offer this point because it's always there for us. It's essentially free. And it can really help us to process things and access things that sometimes we can't even put words to. So today we're talking about 3 ways to improve life. And I just want to kick it off by offering music as a way we can immediately improve our emotional state, physical state, or energetic state. Music can be something that we utilize to energize ourselves and help our mood and access emotions that we may need to feel, even though we don't want to. We move on to another way to improve life. And I want to let you know that each of these tips can be accessed immediately. That's a big part of what I practice and what I believe in because, life is precious and it's tough sometimes to know how to shift gears and how to maximize a good feeling or a good opportunity or a good state of power. And so, I just want you to know that today we can access any of these things at any time. So the first tip to improve life is utilizing music. Using music, it's an all-natural way to improve our state of being, emotion, energy, etc. We move on to the next thing, and this helped me this weekend. I was coming off a super high on Friday because I had done this. The second tip is using one of your talents. Using one of your talents. I am sure that you have a talent that has been dormant. You're not using it right now. Maybe you think it's something you used to do when you were younger. Maybe you think it's something when you used to do that when you had more time. Or you'll do it again if you have more money. But there's something you can do. There's something you are gifted in that you are not doing right now. Using one of our talents can really, really be incredible. I am a DJ, meaning I can mix music on turntables or on a digital controller because there's DJing like a radio personality. So if you're new to me in this atmosphere, you may think a DJ like a disc jockey, like how I'm doing now, where I'll speak and then play a song. And that's fantastic. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this, but I can DJ as well. I can mix music on turntables or a digital controller. And I hadn't done that in years. There are 2 setups here in our home, and I hadn't personally DJ'd in years. I DJ'd on Friday, and it just so happened that I started off physically tired and I had been wanting to just kind of see. It had been a while, years. Well, let's see what's going on over here. I began curious. It had been years, so many years that the equipment we own, the digital controller, I'd never touched. So it had been years. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I'll tell you something, I started off tired and inquisitive, and left the DJ session emotionally and energetically flying. I had accessed depths of my soul that I'd missed, that I didn't realize I'd missed, because I feel pretty full and expressive right now. But let me tell you something. I felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes, if anybody who is a Marvel character, if you know who Jean Grey is, I was in full Jean Grey mode. And I'm telling you, this is accessible to you. I don't care if it's knitting. I don't care if you could crochet your buns off. If you're like a master crocheter and your needles and your tools are in a deep corner of the closet, I'm telling you, there's magic in them hills. There's a piece of you that you're not tapping into. So the second tip is using one of your talents. Try it out and definitely comment, chat, tweet, contact me at teemaree.com and let me know how that serves you. Do you remember the time that you were utilizing your talents? Come on now. We are talking about ways to improve life, and that is a total way you can immediately improve your life. Take a talent, a hobby, something that you have not done in a while that you used to love, and pick it up again. And I'm telling you, you will access amazing aspects that you will thoroughly enjoy. We move on to the next point, and that is claim your space. Claim your space. And let me tell you a little bit about this. So, I'm so grateful to have my studio now. I have never, ever until 2022 had my own studio. Never yet. This is a first for me. I've always had creative spaces in every home because as an artist, that's certainly something that I've got to do. I've got to have, right? But it's always been like a piece maybe of my bedroom or a place I share with my husband, or for a while it was a loft space. But at the time, we had our kids and our pets at the house as well. And so, you can't just be totally free because sounds will echo through the house, or maybe someone needs to sleep. So many of you I know understand. I know you do. So what does that mean? It means it's amazing to have a space where I can now create and broadcast and provide and do. And yet there was still another space in our home, another room that I wasn't using. That was actually for me, but I was not using. And so what's crazy about that is I actually felt kind of guilty to take it. I know. I'm assuming, and you know what? Everybody is everyone, and we're all equal. But I'm assuming most of the men are like, T, what was the problem there? Take your space, girl. Because men are really wonderful at this. It's a wonderful trait that I think more of us women can just let them lead us in this. Men are really good at this. But I felt kind of like guilty, like maybe we should keep that as like a guest room or an open space or something. Well, now I'm using that space too. And it feels amazing to have. That's where I have my DJ set up right now. So I have a whole other room where I could go and just DJ and just play music and woohoo! Okay. Yes. Thank you, Lord. And then so in my studio, there is a walk-in closet, and that closet space I have transformed into like my meditation practitioner bubble. And these things happened over this weekend of really claiming my spaces. Like I just did this cool little revamp in that closet turned meditation nook. And it just feels amazing. Now, I'm sharing this with you because this is one of those tips that if you have money to spend, then of course you can have a grand old time at, making something fancy or totally revamping or redecorating or whatever. But you don't need a lot of money for this. Can I get a woohoo? All right. You don't need a lot of money for this. And I love sharing tips like this too, because it's really powerful to be able to just shift our perspective, shift our energy, and be able to create something totally new. So you could do this one with money or without. Is there a space in your home? Do you have children that have now taken over the entire house and you need and having a space for you or you and your partner would make all the difference in the world? Do you need a creative space, an office space, a space that just stays clean or just stays dirty, a space for you? Claiming our space can be a game changer, friends, like in an incredible way. And it just opens everything up. So point 3, claim your space. After the Rain by Boney James. That's a great song because it's just, I hope you like it as much as I do. It makes me very, very happy. And it's helped me very much, both in times when I've needed to cleanse an emotion or feel happy again. So, which goes back to point 1, which is using music to improve our life and improve our state of emotion, state of mind, bring energy. Music is always there for us and it's easy to access at any time. And then point 2 was using one of your talents. Using one of your talents. Is there something that you haven't been doing lately that if you started doing it again, you could be happy? I bet there is. It's inevitable. You know, we go through life experiencing a number of different things. Sometimes it's a lot of responsibility. Sometimes it's, just not feeling well. Sometimes, especially nowadays after the pandemic, a lot of families may have merged, people living with different family members, or now we have more people around us all the time. Things change in life and cause us to kind of forget those wonderful things because we think that, we don't have time, we don't have money, or it's silly to do that. Oh no, using one of our talents will help us and will go a long way. And then finally, we talked about claiming your space, being able to access, sometimes we're not going to have an extra room. I'm telling you, till this year, I've never in my life had a place that was just for me where I can totally be creative and do my thing. Like that's all it's used for. So I get it. If you're not in that place where you have that, I don't think many people do, but there is a corner, maybe a corner in the room, maybe a piece of a closet or a whole closet or a piece of the garage or, where can you claim your space? And maybe it might not be for 24 hours a day, but I offer this, is there a time of the day where you claim that space as your own and it can become a creative, emotional, or spiritual sanctuary where you can get your personal power back or plug into aspects of your character or your creativity that you just normally can't everywhere else. I mean, I'm blessed. I have a wonderful husband. We share a lot of things, but still, for both him and I, if I'm right there in the room, it's a different thing than if he has his own space, and same for me. So definitely consider those things as ways that you can improve your life, and you don't need money. And I think it's important for us to always remember that, because life can get very serious sometimes and we might think we need all these things and those things have to be fulfilled before we can be happy or before we can experience our full power, and that's not the case. So woohoo! PowerPoint time really quick. Simple adjustments go a long way when it comes to improving our life. Simple adjustments go a long way when it comes to improving our life. We don't need money or power or influence. Life can often be upgraded simply by shifting our attention and our efforts. I'll say it again. Life can often be upgraded by simply adjusting our attention and our efforts. Friends, I hope that you are feeling good and you're feeling empowered and that you're remembering ways that you can access those amazing parts of you that might be sleeping right now. You are wonderful, and it's my joy to be of service to you in this way. Please come back every single Monday, wherever you connected today. It's going to happen again next week. I'm Teemaree. I help people live their best life with my products, practices, and with my coaching. You can visit me anytime at teemaree.com. And I'd love it if you did visit me and let me know which tip you're going to use and how it's working for you. Teemaree.com, Teemaree.com. Have a wonderful week. I can't wait to see you again.
I want to shout.